Hi, it's a brand new day and welcome to another video. More importantly, welcome to a Wednesday video. And on Wednesdays, we do What We Reading Wednesdays. Hi, welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you are not. Hi, I'm Crystal Lee. I'm the creator of this channel and I post 3 videos per week. Mondays are for Moody Mondays when I can post whatever I want and you just have to kind of deal with it, but you might be also in the mood for it. And on Wednesdays, today, we do What We Reading Wednesdays, talking about books, what we like, what we don't like, what has moved us to tears, and what we cannot ever recover from, and just all together, all the books that we want. And then on Fridays, we do Van Life Fridays because I have an alternate life in a van and I like to vlog about it. If any of that seems like something that you would like, press the subscribe button, stay in the Crystal Lee's Chance community, and let's just have a good time. For every one book I finish, I add 5 more to my TBR. There's just so many good books to read. I hope you're ready to talk about some books because in this video, we are going to try to catch up on our GoodReads goal for the year, which is at 50 for the year, and we are behind by 7. So today we are shopping in the library for some books to catch up, but making my list, checking it twice. I have added 18 books to the list because why just catch up when you can also get ahead? So today we are going to our free, lovely public library to get some books so we can just delve into story upon story upon story upon story and just feel a little bit better about ourselves and just experience different worlds while simultaneously getting us to a reading goal. That really has nothing to do with our self-worth, but one thing about me, if I have a goal, I'm going to shame myself into doing it. We're learning, we're trying to be better, but I am who I am, and I'm being honest with me saying I feel a little bit ashamed for being 7 books behind, but the books I've been reading have been hefty, so I have no shame. I shouldn't have any shame, but nonetheless, here we are. Let's get into the library. Also, in all of my videos this week, you'll probably hear me talking about a heat wave. We are currently in a heat wave. The summer solstice is upon us or past us, but it's very, 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 very hot. And so I'm going to do my best to stay out of the heat. And that's why we're also going into the library. But I'm also going to try to continue. I'm also trying to speed through this intro so we can get inside and get cool. We have our handy dandy trusty bag for our 18 book haul. Given the library has all those books and I don't have to wait for them to arrive from our sister libraries and it's not already checked out. So 18, I think 18, let's see. Let's just confirm that it's actually 18 on the list here. And there we go. Well, I think there's 19 on the list, but only 18 are like highlighted. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There's 21 books on here, but of the 21, only 19 are highlighted. So we're trying to pick up 19 books today. I also wrote down all the books that I wanted and their page numbers because it's kind of like a challenge to catch up on your GoodReads within the next 2 weeks. Did I mention I have 2 weeks? Probably 3, but I'm gonna give myself 2 weeks. I probably need 3, so we're gonna give ourselves 3, but I'm trying to. We're going to give ourselves 3. But I wanted all the books to be 350 pages or lower. I just wrote down the books with all the synopses, all the summaries that I think are really interesting and really cool to get into, but I also took into account their page numbers. So all these books are about, I think the highest page number in any of these books is 336 pages, and the lowest is 151 pages. So, I mean, yes, there's 19 books on here, but in totality, they're probably like only 10 if you want to get like a full-fledged, like hefty 400-page book. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sweating. It's hot. Let's go inside and get some books from our library. So we have our shopping list, but we need to know which aisle everything is in. So we're going to be going through the catalog and writing down where everything is located, and then going from there. Obviously, we're in a library and I cannot actually talk to you, so this is going to be a fucking whisper. Let's do that. Let's shop for some books. There is this one catalog over there that I really, really like to use. That's like in the fiction section. No one goes over there. They didn't turn it on this morning, mind you. It's just the library has been open for only but 30 minutes. Of that 30 minutes, I've been here for 10 of them. And of those 10 minutes that I've been here, 8 of them have been waiting for that thing to turn on. And I feel like that's too much time when I have a perfectly good laptop here. Also, one of the library attendants, they told me that we now have an app. An app. Love it when we evolve. Love it. I already finished my list, right? And I just came to like the science fiction section to start off with. And I found 2 books that I've always been looking for that I didn't think I would get because it wasn't in the catalog. And one of them is this book, A Prayer for the Crown Shy. This is the second book in, I think, a duology. And the first one is, I believe, a psalm for the built world, I think it's called. But the catalog didn't say they had this. They said they didn't have any copies. So I'm happy that I found it. I'm so happy that I found it. In addition to that, one of the books on my list is also on this cart. And it's I Got Abducted by Aliens and Now I'm Trapped in a Rom-Com. One thing, after reading all that fantasy, I really just want a simple dimple rom-com. Now I get it. Getting abducted by aliens isn't simple dimple, but it is a rom-com. So we're gonna take it. In our bag. Good morning, it's a brand new day, and we're gonna do the haul of the books that we got yesterday. Let me tell you, still the same video, clearly. Yesterday, after we got all of our books, it was way too hot, so we couldn't even do our haul outside in our van, so we just went to work. It is the morning, it is still fucking hot, but we found some kind of semblance of shade that's not burning us to death, so we're going to do the first haul of this video. A lot of the books that I wanted aren't in my library, they're in its sister library, so I put them on hold, and they're currently en route to us. But for the books that we got yesterday, we're going to do a haul and pick our first book that we're reading in this 2-week sprint to catch up on our GoodReads goal. My golly, it's hot. There's not one breeze to be felt, and that's like ridiculous. You got ice water. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 10 books with us right now. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I called a few audibles yesterday. I was walking through the library and I called a few audibles. Not for this video, but just to have the book when it's time for me to read it. And I'll get to those audibles soon, but let me show you what was actually on the list that we got yesterday, because they're really exciting. The 2 that you saw me pick up right at the beginning of my visit to the library was I Got Abducted by Aliens and Now I'm Trapped in a Rom-Com, and A Prayer for the Crown Sky. This is book 2 in the robot series, I believe. Well, in the series about robots, to be honest. The first one, the first book I also have on hold and it's coming to me. Which one is it though? Which one is it though? Which one is it though? The first book is A Psalm for the Wild Built. So that's the first book. Get away from me. Oh, flies. I'm battling heat, I'm battling bugs, and I'm battling my mental health. And it's not like who do you think is winning? It ain't me. I'm 0-3 right now. The third book on my list, another one of the short ones that I'll be tackling in this sprint, is The Full Moon Coffee Shop. I'm not giving any descriptions of these books. I will be giving them descriptions as I read them. I think it's better for all of us, for me not to go through every freaking book. A cute book about a magical coffee shop, and there's cats on front. Memphis by Tara M. Stringfellow. I think I grabbed a couple of Tara's books in my Black Authors to Read video I did for February, but I'm not sure. I think this would be a really good book because it's about Black women and sisterhood and motherhood, probably. I think it's about a generation of women. I'm not even gonna lie. I just forgot what it's about, but we will learn what it's about when we read it. Home is Where the Bodies Are. Happy fun thriller. Happy fun thriller is crazy. The one of the reviews by someone is an emotionally charged, twisty, and haunting thriller you won't soon forget. happy fun thriller. To Sir with Love, romance. I got a lot of romance. I've been in the mood for romance. I want to dive deep into the love stories of others. And so that should be fun. I think she's just texting a stranger and falling in love. A modern day love story. The next book is Exalted, another romance, but witchy vibes, and we're on with that. Exalted is a fun, funny, druggy, wise, and surprising page turner about highs and lows and parents and relationships. I have a book that's in transit that I really want to start today, but I have to wait. And so in lieu of that, I think I may do that book. Beware the Woman. This is new to my TBR. Thriller, mystery, whatnot. Here are the two audibles that I called yesterday because I couldn't find, there were a couple books that I wrote down that the library said that they had on its shelves, but I went to those shelves and they were nowhere to be found. And so what I did find were these two, and I'm going to show you them now. Audible that I called is Drunk on Love. This is on my TBR. I wanted a Jasmine Guillory. Oh, the one that I'm really excited about that's in that's in transit that I wanted to start is by Jasmine Guillory, I believe. Let's see. Let me just confirm that, because if so, then that'd be pretty cool, because I think I'll love this author for sure. Yep, the book that I want to read is by the same author. So I went to her shelf just in case the catalog lied and it was in our library. It wasn't, but I did find this one, Drunk on Love. So this would be fun. This is a really long book, I'm not gonna lie. It's drunk in love, we be all night. This book is 380 pages. Does not go with our theme of short books, but it's still gonna be, I think it's gonna be a really good book. And the last audible for this haul, because I think I called a couple all the ones in transit are ones that were on my list, I'm pretty sure. These were physical audibles that I called. The next one that I grabbed, because I was looking for a T. King Fisher book. I was going to pick up What Moves the Dead again. I had it before, but I didn't have the time to read it before I had to give it back. So I wanted to just pick it up. It's also a really short book as well. It wasn't on the shelf. Even though it said it was on the shelf, it was on the shelf. But what was on the shelf next to T. King Fisher was a Stephen King novel that I just added to my TBR, which is Dreamcatcher. I did not know this was a book. This was a movie. I saw the movie first. Loved the movie. Always loved the movie. Talk about it all the time. It's about aliens and friendship. But I didn't know it was a Stephen King novel. I am wary of Stephen King novels because he can go to extremes, and I'm not sure I always like those extremes. But the movie was okay. I can assume that the book is going to be more detailed and more gory than the movie was. Fair. So I grabbed it, and we'll see when we'll read it. Don't literally do not know. That's the greatness of library books, because they'll always be there and you can always grab them later. So those are the books that I got so far. I think I have 8. I'm not thinking we're touching them. So I think what I'm going to start off with today is Exalted. I need some witchy vibes. I need some loving vibes. I need something just quick and cute. Emily Forrest runs Exalted, the hottest astrology account on Instagram from her studio apartment in Los Angeles. Burned out on meme making and listicles, Emily's passion for astrology is waning despite her gift for deciphering the signs, until she comes across a birth chart that could potentially change her mind. Bo Rubido's planets are aligned, each paired with its optimum sign. His chart is Exalted. She decides that Bo, a well-connected photographer and in Echo Park, could potentially be the love of her life and help her fulfill her true destiny to be a star. Meanwhile, in Riverside, Dawn Webster has been dumped once again. At 48, she is forced to return to the same restaurant where she started waiting tables at 18. With no girlfriend, no career, and her only son gone to Hollywood, the once vivacious Dawn is aimless and alone. Persona non grata, at the local gay bar, she guzzles cheap champagne and checks Exalted to feel seen. She is a fiery Leo, and one day she will get her due. Alternating between Emily and Dawn's very different points of view, Exalted is a deliciously dark novel that explores desire, the projection of our need for love, and what we're really searching for when we keep scrolling. Anna Dorn's signature wit and abiding social commentary takes readers across Southern California until Emily and Dawn's shocking connection is finally revealed. I think at the end of the day, Emily's going to figure out that she's gay, and she's going to fall in love with Dawn. We'll see. I have to go get Ben checked on. So he's going to go to the mechanic today for them to do a little checkup on him to see what's wrong so that I can fix him. It's 7 o'clock. I do have to drop him off at 9. So I might go back into the mall to get some cool air on me while I wait for the mechanic shop to open. And then later on, we're going to go to our friend's pool that she invited us to just have a cool day. So we're going to be reading by the pool today, which is really, really, really exciting. We're 88 pages into this lovely book that even though I read the description, I wasn't aware that the characters, Emily Forrest and Dawn Webster, were going to be the most diabolical trash people I've read. Not yet, but there's really no redeeming quality to Dawn, and I don't see a redeeming quality to Emily, but we're only 88 pages in. I like that though. It was shocking at first. I was like, oh, they're just going through a bad time when we're meeting them in the time of the book. No, Dawn is really a horrible person, but she blames it on her being a Leo. Emily, I believe, is mostly Scorpio all through her chart. And like, she's okay. It's just, I can relate to Emily. She's not okay. Emily's not a very diabolical person. She just makes some diabolical choices. So we'll see if anything changes there. So again, we have Emily, who is an astrologer who runs a pretty popular astrology Instagram called Exalted. And then we have Dawn, who is a 48-year-old mother of one, and is a I'm gonna say late stage lesbian. She's I guess like a older lesbian, but she didn't come out until she was older. And both of them, we're seeing their lives separately. How they deal with relationships, how they have dealt with relationships, how they deal with themselves and what they want in life, so on and so forth. Astrology plays lovers of astrology, or the idea that the persona of someone who loves astrology plays a big part in Dawn and in Emily, because every time they do something or somebody else does something, it goes back to their sign, whether it be a rising sign, a moon sign, everything they do, both of them, they bring it back to who they are as star signs. They bring it back to what their chart is saying. So not really self-reflecting in detail of their actions, but they're kind of just blaming it on their signs, or not even blaming on their signs. They're just kind of explaining what their signs, because it's like, oh, I did this because I'm that. We all hate that. Well, here's the thing. I do it when it's fun. I also do it when it's like not. So I do what they do. I talk about the stars and how they're impacting me emotionally, or how they may impact somebody else emotionally. It doesn't excuse what they do. It just kind of explains it and gives a really quirky way of saying, hey, the stars aren't aligned, but you still have free will to make any of the choices that you're making. You can still make a better choice than make a bad choice and blame it on your sign, your astrology, your chart. That's what I don't like about some like astrology like stuff. It's like, it's not the end all and be all. It's a tool that we use to help make sense of things, but at the end of the day, we still have, I didn't really do much, but here we are. We still have the choice. I don't like this at all. I kind of want to cut this. Is this bothering anyone either two? Yeah, so like, astrology doesn't really excuse you being an asshole, or it can explain a little bit as why you react that way, but it also is to like bring awareness to who you are and to make better choices. There are some very extremes when it comes to the signs and their energies, 100%, but we are humans. We are more of a dense energy, so we move slower, therefore have a lot more say in the energy that we are able to. I don't know how it keeps just like not breaking. I don't want it to break, but the way he's falling, it's ridiculous. So in the book currently, we made it to the point where Emily has been asked by the guy, Bo Rubidoux, to read his chart, and she read his chart via email, not even like speaking, and she has determined that he is the best thing that could ever happen to her, and they need to like be together because he can help her be like a star or whatever. Like his chart is what she needs to be what she wants to be. Again, that's not how that works, but she is of the idea that it is. So we're following her and how she's trying to get closer to the guy. I thought that would be some kind of like romantic thing here. No, she's like basically stalking his page, see where he is, and then going to where he is. Not talking to him, not even interacting with him, just kind of being where he is and seeing him and making these delusional claims about what would happen if they were together. And another thing with like charts, with astrology charts or natal charts, it gives an idea of who you can be in this world. It is, again, your choice, but a lot of people do not live up to what they can be. They don't live up to their full potential. Why? Because again, we're human, we have free will, we make different choices, and we personally have come on this earth to experience certain things. And maybe what you want to experience isn't the full success of a natal chart that shows that you can be, I don't know, leader of the free world or something like that. You have the choice. And so for her to like be going around and saying or thinking that he's perfect because of his chart doesn't mean that he's really perfect, because it's not like he's living up to that. It's a tool to see what you can be. You can choose what you want to be. And even people who know, like me, they're all their chart and like have choices of what they want to be. I use it as a tool to guide my choices, but at the end of the day, if I want to experience something, I'll make the choice to experience that, even if it goes against what astrology has told me. That's, again, the human will. So as an astrologer, she should know that and not be going after this guy, because just because his chart seems like it's a great chart for you if you were together doesn't mean that's what the ending is going to be. On the other hand, we have Dawn, who has been making bad decision after bad decision. She is a horrible person. She is a shit of a person. So much so that the like lesbian community has heard about her, and she's been trying to hook up with people, and every time she either is going to hook up with somebody or has hooked up with someone, her name is revealed or her background is revealed, and they happen to know her and all of the chaos and the crazy that she is, and they literally run. And she's just like, it's just who I am. Girl, be better. She is a horrible person. I'm excited to continue reading because I don't know what like fun, cute things I will get out of this. I truly thought this would be like a romance type of thing. Ain't looking like it. It's not looking like it at all. And that's fine. It's a brand new day and we finished Exalted. So I made a mistake. I personally update my GoodReads after reading a portion of a book, so I know where I'm at, so everyone knows where I'm at in the book. I went on yesterday to update my progress in the book and accidentally scrolled down to a review, and I saw that there may or may not be a plot twist in this book. And from that point on, my brain was just going, and the plot definitely twisted, because hello, not what I was expecting at all. And if telling you that there's a plot twist ruins how you are reading the book as well, I am sorry, but the people need to know. They don't need to know. Honestly, I wish I didn't know. But when the plot twisted right before, even if I didn't see that small spoiler that there is a plot twist, I would have guessed what the plot twist was. So maybe you're the same way. But I gave this book 3 stars simply because it was a nice read. It was funny. It was frustrating. It was just something. It was kind of like fluff. It was a great read to just have something to read and your mind can just like numb out. I know that sucks to say. It just was that kind of read for me, and the plot twist added a little bit of like a blip to the feeling of it just being a good book to read, but it didn't wow me. It was kind of like we could have done anything. We literally could have done anything other than what happened in here. But it was a great book to talk about how we pick and choose what we want when it comes to astrology and our birth chart, and how a lot of people do use it as an excuse for how horrible they are, or as an excuse to do bad things, instead of thinking it as a tool and not the end all be all of who we are. Anyway, this is a really good book. If you want to read this, I highly recommend it for like a in-between kind of book, or just a book talking about astrology in a good, like, very plot line. And if you're into characters being so unbearable, I don't think there was a good point in any character in this book. I don't think anybody had a silver lining of a personality. They were all horrific people, and that's fine. That's refreshing to read horrific people all the time. Liked it. This morning, I finished this last night. This morning, since we're on a kick to catch up with our TBR, we know the deal, right? So it's book after book after book after book after book. The book is By the Book by Jasmine Guillory. This was the book that I was really excited to start this video off reading, because it is a kind of like a modern twist on Beauty and the Beast, which is my favorite Disney movie and favorite Disney princess. As you can see, like, she's wearing Belle's signature yellow and he's wearing Beast, like, signature blue and gold. The roses are here. I knew from the book that it was going to be a rendition of the story, like a twist on the story, and then I read the summary, and in fact it was. So Sometimes to truly know a person, you have to read between the lines. Isabel is completely lost. When she first began her career in publishing after college, she did not expect to be 25, still living at home, and one of the few black employees at her publishing house. Overworked and underpaid, constantly torn between speaking up and stifling herself, Izzy thinks there must be more to this publishing life. So when she overhears her boss complaining about a beastly, high-profile author who has failed to deliver his long-awaited manuscript, Isabel sees an opportunity to finally get the promotion she deserves. All she has to do is go to the author's Santa Barbara mansion and give him a pep talk or three. How hard could it be? But Izzy quickly finds out she is in over her head. Beau Towers is not some celebrity lightweight writing a tell-all memoir. He is jaded and withdrawn, and it turns out just as lost as Izzy. But despite his standoffishness, Izzy needs Beau to deliver, and with her encouragement, his story begins to spill onto the page. They soon discover they have more in common than either of them expected, and as their deadline nears, Izzy and Beau begin to realize there may be something there that wasn't there before. Because that's like a signature line from Beauty and the Beast. Best-selling author Jasmine Guillory's achingly romantic reimagining of a classic tale as old as time for a new generation. She also has a lot more books like Tangled Up in You, If the Shoe Fits. Those are the only couple I remember that, but I know she has more. And they're, again, basically retellings and twists of our old fairy tales, and I don't know if I'm gonna read the rest of them because I truly don't care about any other princess. I don't care about any other princess, but this so far is good. So I read it this morning. I read a bit this morning. I got up to page 87, and it started to get really good after page 20. It started to get good after page 20. It could be just because I was still waking up from the morning. Like, reading early in the morning is great, but my mind is still like working. My mind is always working, but in the morning it kind of goes into hyperspeed. I think just regaling the day before, so waking up and then trying to read a book is tough, but not like undoable. So it has been good. I like it so far. I like the little callback to Beauty and the Beast, the actual movie, like calling him beastly or making a joke. She's like, I think like the candlestick and the teacup are gonna start talking. Like, I don't know if in this book they have Beauty and the Beast in this world. You know how, like, if you're telling a story and the story seems familiar, I don't know, it seems familiar, but the people know the story. Okay, like, it's kind of like when people in horror movies never watched a horror movie, so they have no idea how to react. Like, horror movies aren't in that timeline because it is a horror movie. I'm not sure if Beauty and the Beast, the idea of it, is in this book, like in this timeline. Do they know what Beauty and the Beast is like? And so I'm wondering if, like, they're just going on with their lives, not seeing the similarities. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know. We're at the point where they're starting to get a little bit friendlier with each other after having like a fight or so very much similar to the beast fighting a wolf. I don't think it's that similar to that part in the book yet, but they're at the part where they're kind of like understanding that, okay, we both can learn from each other. We both are kind of sort of like similar in a way, literally just like I read in the synopsis. So I'm going to continue. Okay, the glare is crazy. I'm going to continue reading this. It is one of the coolest days that we've had in a long time because it's in the 70s. Are we in the 70s? I think we're in the 70s, which is definitely lower than we've had before. And I think if I just put my fan up here, because I got a fan for my van. I think if I just put my fan on this counter, this built-in counter that the previous owner of the van have, and just sit out here and read, I will be in heaven, because I want to sit outside and read. Like, I've been inside for past 3 days reading or editing. I want to sit outside in some fresh air. So I think if I just do that, I think I will be good for the day. I will say this book came with a whole bunch of other books that I got that were on hold and in transit from different sister libraries of my library. I can do a haul. Wait, it's right here. I'm just gonna do a haul. I got 24 Seconds From Now. It is a YA romance. This is the first book to this book. It's about monks and robots kind of getting together and talking about how they view the world. Orbital, people are in space figuring out their life. The Silent Patient, which we grabbed months ago, never got to read it. Hopefully I can read it in this video, or if not in the next 3 weeks. And then The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. This seems like it's going to be a heavy book because Sylvia Plath is an amazing writer. Her stuff is detailed as fuck, and there's so much more meaning to it. So I know that I might need to take a little bit more time with this book than any other book that I have. But that's the last book I have in my haul. Those were the books that were on hold. But we're gonna read by the book now. Put some air on. I probably should have gotten a snack, but it is what it is. They're going to the library. They're going to the library. Everyone stay calm. Stay calm. They're going into the library. You know, the only most epic scene in the entire movie. The most beautiful library I've ever seen. Okay, everyone calm down. Okay. Okay, so they're currently in being friends. It's a rainy day in Southern California. Miss Mama's got stuck in the rain when she went out. He didn't save her, but she came back dripping wet. I'm assuming that is kind of relative to the wolf scene where she leaves, tries to escape from the house, gets attacked by wolves, and he saves her in the actual Beauty and the Beast movie. But in this case, she had to go out, or she wanted to go out for the day, came back, was stuck outside the house in the rain. I think this is when they are like having their meal. Also, if you don't know anything about Beauty and the Beast, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Hold on. Okay. If you don't know anything about Beauty and the Beast, I'm sorry. And I'm not gonna explain it. Okay, I am gonna. If you don't know anything about Beauty and the Beast, I'll just say I'm not gonna. I can't explain the entire movie. But anyway, in the movie, after she gets attacked by wolves and he saves her, she helps care for him with any scars that he has. This is in the movie. And then after that, they start to get a little bit closer, and they have this like beautiful dinner. In this book, though, after the rainy scene, he apologizes to her for being a butthole. They end up having soup and wine and garlic bread and watching a movie. And he asks her, "What movie do you want to watch?" And she's like, the movie that's perfect for like a rainy day, cozied up with some soup, drinking wine. She's like, maybe something. Maybe like a foreign film. What did she say? She said a luxurious period. She recommended a luxurious period drama with lots of sweeping views she said, she said, all I want to watch is some sort of luxurious period drama with lots of sweeping views of the countryside in England or Italy or something like that. Do you have anything in mind? And he's like, good idea. What about this one? And the movie that they're picking is This Provincial Life. This Provincial Life is the movie that they're picking. This Provincial Life is the first song that we hear in the Beauty and the Beast movie, because she's talking about how everyone around her is so blah, and she doesn't want blah. She wants great. She wants to travel. She wants adventure in the Great White somewhere. She wants to do more than everyone's doing in this current town that she's in. That's in the real Beauty and the Beast movie. And I just like the way Jasmine Guillory is like, or Guillory, so sorry girl, is like taking us back to small bits of the Disney movie. It's so good. It's so good. I will continue. Hola, it's been a few days. It's been, okay. Since I last recorded, it's been about a week, and in that week I read these two books. I read a Psalm for the Built. I read a Psalm for the Wild Built, a Monk and a Robot book, and then I read its second book, A Prayer for the Crowned Shy. This book is about a society building robots as tools to help them build stuff, and the robots becoming aware and wanting no parts of that, and they peacefully separate. They allow the robots to go into the woods they allow the robots to go into untouched territory, the wild, that is just nature doing its thing and away from humans. And they did that for a good amount of time. I don't remember the time. And after that amount of time, there was an agreement that people have forgot about, that's like a check-in, where a robot will come and check in with humans to see what they need if they were able to survive robots leaving as tools. Like, how did the society progress? They did pretty well. The community or society, some people in society decided that they wanted no longer to use technology because of the ethical reasons behind it. Like, are we building actual life? Because they can obviously become aware. Like, some people decided not to move away from technology. Some people decided to do a little bit of technology that has nothing to do with building kind of like an AI thing. The robot comes and it meets a monk, a guy who is on basically a self-discovery journey. He leaves his time in one monk area and becomes someone who does tea services around the community or around the world. Essentially, he literally lives in a van. He lives in his tea cart and he makes teas within them. He tries to find himself, essentially, and they meet while the monk is on a journey to this one mountain that is historic for all monks and all people who, I guess, go through an awakening or something like that. I did read the book. This is just a summary. I don't know how to summarize it without like. They meet each other. They meet each other and they go on this journey together. And during said journey, they learn about each other. The robot learns more about humans because they have no contact, and the monk learns more about himself and about the robots, and something about not what humans need, but what he needs himself, and why he feels as if he can't figure out what his purpose in life is. And then the robot comes in being someone who was made for a purpose but decided they don't want to do that purpose anymore. Like, imagine those two kind of talking about like what exactly is purpose, like what exactly is life without purpose, which is just to experience. That was nice. This was very relatable. This second book was when the robot and the monk actually start to visit other communities and other towns so the robot can get a knowledge of humans. It's really good, very short reads. The Psalm for the Wild Bill is 147 pages, and then this one is also 140 pages, 149 pages. I read this one in a day, and then this one also in a day if you add up the times, because I read a little bit and then I finished it the next day, so maybe 2 days, but essentially I could have read both of these in one day as if they're like one whole book, because it is. I like the writing. It was short, sweet, and to the point. I suggest that. What I'm reading now, though, is The Full Moon Coffee Shop. This book is about a struggling writer who finds this coffee shop that is only around during the full moon. And I'm currently at the part where she has left the coffee shop after they talk to her about essentially her natal chart. The owners of the cafe are cats. and they have names that relate to Saturn and Uranus. And the leader of the cafe, I forgot his name. I think they just talk. I forgot his name, but it also probably has to do with something astrological, whatever. They read her natal chart while she is in the cafe. They tell her essentially what she needs to do to evolve as a writer, and talks about certain like ages of life, like age of Pisces, age of Aquarius. What does your natal chart actually mean, and why it can help you with evolving as a writer, so on and so forth. And that's interesting. I could have, if I just took a second, could tell by the natal chart circle here where it has like all the astrological signs. That's how a natal chart starts out, and then we get connections through each of the signs, and that's essentially our natal chart. The picture of the sky as soon as we came out of our mama's. I could have guessed that, but I saw it, I was like, I think it has to do with some astrology, but not all astrology, and it's pretty astrology heavy. I'm not mad at it. I'm excited to see where it goes, but that's what I'm reading now. I am 83 pages in. Hopefully I finish today. It is a total of 228 pages, and it's a pretty quick like swiping, but I've only been reading it when I've had time to read it, because I've been doing stuff. I had a birthday. I'm now 31. I aged in this video. I redid my hair, which you'll see before this. A lot of great things have been happening. I've been hanging out with my friends to celebrate either them or my birthday. A lot of great things have been happening, but the idea of catching up with my TBR has been hard, because even though I read 4 books already in the 2 weeks that we've been trying to record this, and I'm on number 5, I'm still somehow 7 books behind, so we'll figure that out at some point. Hi, it's a brand new day, and we are done with this book. I think I gave it a 3-star. This book, so good. It goes and talks about 3 different interconnecting stories, or I guess 3 interconnecting people. 3 people who are connected, and then their stories. It was beautiful. It was short. It was nice. It gives a good like background on astrology. It's a lot, but also it was done really well, very short and to the point. In this video, we've read 5 books. We read Exalted, we read By the Book, we read Full Moon Cafe, we read A Psalm for the Wild Built, and A Prayer for the Crown Sky. We read 5 books. We are now only 5 books behind. I think I started this out being 7 books behind. It seemed like I was behind a little bit more, maybe by 10 books, since I read 5 and now we have 5, which is great. And honestly, it's not bad to be that behind, and I'm okay with that. I say like a liar that I am, because I'm not okay. I don't like to be behind in the goal, but at the same time, I have a whole other year to read I have a whole other half a year. Half a year? July, we're in like half of July. August, September, October, November, December. I got 5 months to read 30 books. About 30 books. That's fine. It's not, at the end of the day, it's not about the goal. It is about the goal. At the end of the day, it's about all the books that we read and enjoy. It's about the goal. But it's also about the stories that we get to like be in and read and then see ourselves in. It's also about the goal. And at the end of the day has to end. If you read any of the books that I read in this video, let me know. If you want to read any of the books in this video, let me know in the comments down below. I love you. I am grateful for you, and I'll see you in the next story. Next one? I'll see you in the next one story.